In this tutorial, we're going to do the bell crank plate assembly. Now when you open up your packet, you'll find that you've got these two parts in there. First thing to do is we get our tube and we put a weld prep around the edge of the tube. What this does is, it's called a weld prep. It prepares the tube for welding and it puts a little gap in there for the wire to go into. If you have a look down here, you can see that gap is present when we put the two pieces together. Again, the idea of that is that with the V or the gap, the weld comes in, fills the gap and can burn into the other edges better. It's better for penetration. So how do we do this? Well, step one is we need to get our plate and our jig. Now you've been using this jig to make all your parts on, so your plate should fit. So we put our plate in there, right? We get our tube and we'll insert it from the bottom, and what we'll do is we'll push it up through the jig and then bring it back down just until the top of the tube and the top of the plate are together. We'll then get our welder and we'll put a tack on one side and a tack on the other side. Once that's done, we're going to pull it up out of there, turn it around and go and put a weld right around it. Now the reason we're taking it out is that, remember that welding expands and contracts with the heating and the cooling. So this pipe will move around a little bit, and because the jig is now working on three parts, it may jam in there. So we'll just pull it up out of there, we'll let the plate move around on top, and then we can just pull the tube out. All right, so let's do it. Step one's our plate. Now, I'll just put my gear on first. I've got my safety gear, my welding helmet. I've got my gloves. Now I'm using gauntlet gloves again because I'm MIG welding. I'll just check my wire, and that's fine. I've used my wire cutters or my side cutters to trim that wire back already. So the next step is to bring the tube up and get it lined up with the top of the plate, just like that. I'll come down and, whoops, let's just move it a little bit. Put a tack on that. Put one on the other side. Okay, they're tacked together. The next thing is to pull it out, turn it around, and we'll just go through and put a weld right around that. Okay, there's our component welded up. We're ready to go to the chassis now and put it in.